As we all know, Lamborghini is a supercar brand, and supercar brands tend to have one hero car that they mainly focus on until they come out with the next generation hero car. And in the year 2000, two great things happened. I was born, hello, and Lamborghini realized they needed to move on from the wonderful Diablo. So the following year in 2001, they introduced the world to the next car that would be on every single kid's wall, the Lamborghini Murciélago. So yes, this video is about the Murciélago, but to understand what made the car so great, we have to talk a little bit about the Diablo, which is another amazing supercar with another very cool name behind it that means devil in Spanish. That's pretty baller if you ask me. And when the Diablo came out, Lambo had some pretty big shoes to fill from the previous car, the Countach, and in my opinion, they did a fantastic job on that. They made it look much more modern, a much more comfortable ride, and it was the first Lamborghini ever that was able to reach 200 miles per hour. So Lamborghini had some pretty freaking big shoes to fill when it came to their next generation of supercar, and they knew that. All right, they knew they couldn't just release a half-assed car that looks a little bit different from the last gen and make the world go nuts again. They had to do the impossible. They had to make a car that was cooler, better, faster, more comfortable, more modern, but most importantly, more dominant than the Diablo, and the Murciélago would be the car that they do it with. So, for the name, what actually gave it the name Murciélago and what exactly does it mean? Well, what the name means is quite simple actually, but why they gave it that name is much more complex. You see, Ferruccio Lamborghini, which is the founder of Lamborghini in case you don't know, has always had a bit of a hard-on for legendary bulls and bullfighting. And since a bull is on his symbol, he thought, you know, it would be just oh so adorable if we named our cars after raging bulls. So they did just that. The Countach was named after a bull, the Diablo was named after a bull, and then they kept the tradition up. Murciélago is actually the name of a Navarra fighting bull whose legacy is actually super freaking cool, guys. Get ready for this, all right? This absolute tank of a bull survived a combined total of 90 sword strokes by its matador, something that is not only incredibly impressive in just life in general, but also pretty impressive in bullfighting apparently as well. It was so impressive that the crowd, when watching this event, started cheering to let the bull live, which is a request that the matador eventually fulfilled, and they spared the absolute monster of a bull's life. Now, I want to say, I am not saying that brutally torturing a bull for fun is cool, but that story is pretty baller, so I totally understand why Lamborghini named a car after him. But the bull isn't the only reason why they named it that either. I know, this car has more history to it than a freaking Harry Potter book. But the word Murciélago actually means bat in Spanish, and due to the Murciélago having its quote-unquote bat wings on the back, Lamborghini knew that it was just a perfect name. They wanted to name it after a famous bull. There was a famous bull that was named after a bat, and it had bat wings on it. What's a better name? So to name a car after a bull who kept on fighting through even though it had 90 slashes in it by a freaking sword and had the crowd yelling its name, screaming for it to be spared, Lamborghini better have made a car that would show the exact same strength and resilience. Now, as we all know, there are some things that Lamborghini is very well known for and will most likely never stop doing. Some of those things are styling cues, some of those things are performance cues, but the main one we all have come to expect from Lamborghini's current flagship car is a V12 engine. And the Mercy was no different. The Murciélago debuted with a 6.2 liter V12, making an insane 572 horsepower during the year 2001, when the freaking Corvette was only making 400 horsepower. So think about how insane that is. And somehow, in some way, this wasn't even as insane as the Murciélago would get. In the year 2006, halfway through the car's production run, Lambo made the car even better and added some numbers to the end of its name so we all knew exactly how much horsepower it made at all times. Introducing the wonderful Murciélago LP640-4. which was pretty much exactly the same as the base model Mercy, except this one came with a 6.5 liter V12 instead of the old 6.2 liter, and that extra jump in engine size helped push the power up to an insane 640 horsepower, hence the name. That was a 70 horsepower jump from the base model, but yes, you guessed it, buddy, Lambo was not done there. They weren't even close. In 2009, for the last 2 years of the Murciélago's lifespan, Lamborghini pushed even more power out of the 6.5 liter V12 because somehow they weren't satisfied with 640. They were like freaking addicted to horsepower and could just not get enough. So they gave us the coolest model of Murciélago ever. It is the LP670-4 Super Veloce. On top of just adding up the power, they also gave the car a cute little spoiler and some different little bumpers to help keep the car planted, since, well, it has 670 gosh diddly darn horses waiting to be unleashed underneath the hood or trunk. I don't know what people call it when the engine is in the rear, to be honest. Probably hood. But with how insane these Murciélagos were for the general public, Lamborghini knew they couldn't just sit back and let it become a poster car, so they brought it to the races, and it did pretty damn well, winning 2 races during the 2010 FIA World Championship and placing 3rd overall in that same championship, which is not bad at all. A podium finish, that's pretty good. But for the looks, Lamborghini had a big project on their hands. They had to make a car look cooler and faster than the Diablo. I know, right? How the hell are they going to do that? Well, I'll tell you how, Sergeant Fartstain. They did that by making the car even lower, giving it an even more narrow front and rear end, and rounding out all the edges a bit for better aerodynamics. In my personal opinion, they absolutely nailed it with the looks. The Diablo is one of the most iconic, coolest looking supercars of all time, and to be able to beat those looks was an incredibly hard task to pull off. But, and once again, this is just my personal opinion, so don't hate me if you disagree, I think they absolutely managed to pull it off. I personally think this is one of, if not the best looking car to ever exist. It is just damn near perfect. I think the only thing I'm not a huge fan of on the car is the headlights. They're a bit too large for my taste, but everything else on it was just oh so perfect. Now, I said in the beginning, there are certain things people come to expect from Lamborghini, and one of those things are the iconic Lambo doors, which are the doors that open vertically that you for some reason see on all the Chevy Cavaliers, Dodge Neons, and Honda Civics nowadays. Makes no sense. But they also brought back the wonderful vented rear end so that when you're looking at the car from the back, you get a very clear shot of the masterpiece of an exhaust. So thanks to all of those wonderful styling ideas, the huge roaring V12 underneath the hood, the legacy that it lived up to, its insane power, and its incredibly positive effect that it had not only on me but as tons of other kids in the world, to answer the question of the day, does the Murciélago deserve to be named after the legendary bull? The answer to me is 100% yes.
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video on what makes the Lamborghini Murciélago so great. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos I'd like to see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great mumbo jumbo. And yeah, guys, really quickly, obviously, for those who don't know, we are re-uploading any of the previous What Makes It Great, because I want to start taking the What Makes It Great seriously again, uploading them every other day, etc., etc. Well, every other upload, I should say. And yeah, just start doing more What Makes It Greats and stuff like that. And so in the process of doing that, I went back and watched all my old What Makes It Greats, and there are a bunch of them that I would just thought were not that good and needed to be updated a little bit. And on top of that, also, I just wanted to have them all in one place, all under the same name, and just have it all just like, it just drives me nuts, like knowing that there are some that are out there that I uploaded like 4 years ago. So I just wanted to re-upload a couple of them. And so every other What Makes It Great upload is going to be a re-upload until we get done with the ones I want to re-upload, which are only like 15 total. And again, dude, trust me, I get it from the bottom of my heart. I truly do. I understand. You want new content. I'm a YouTuber and I'm re-uploading videos from 4 years ago. That's lazy, and that's all there is to it. Like, there's no beating around the bush there. That's lazy activities right there. And so I do apologize, guys. But it just drives me nuts, man. I literally lose sleep over it, because I'll sit in bed and think about it and be like, oh, I hate how there's some that are like uploaded 4 years ago and then some that are uploaded like 2 months ago. And so I just wanted to restart them all, at least all the ones that were uploaded a really long time ago, and just, yeah, re-upload those. So I hope you guys understand. But yeah, for those people that are like, because I saw one of my, I think it was the El Camino video, that was a re-upload, and people were like, why do you sound so different in the outro compared to like the like actual video? Well, that's the reason why. It's because in the actual video that was recorded like 4 years ago, and the outro was recorded today, so that's why I sound so different, and it is so different. But yeah, that's all there is to it, man. The next real deep dive and next what makes it great that's going to be new, though, is going to be on the E9X chassis, so the E90, E91, E92, E93 BMW 3 Series. So yeah, look forward to that, obviously. But let me know, dude. I am open for literally any What Makes It Great. Some guy said the Ford Capri sounds good. I've never once in my entire lifetime ever learned anything about the Ford Capri. I don't know. That car could come with an actual hydrogen bomb as the motor, and I'd be like, oh wow, that's news to me. Like, I don't know anything about that car at all, but I'm extremely open to learning about it and making a video about it. It's fun making these videos. I saw a comment on the EG Civic video where it was like, every time I watch What Makes It Great, it makes me run immediately to Facebook Marketplace. Dude, you're telling me every time I make these videos, it makes me have a newfound like appreciation for cars that I never before thought I really cared for. Like the freaking Honda Civic EG, dude. I'm not a big Civic guy. I like Hondas, but I've never been about the Civics that much. But I love them now after doing that video and stuff like that. The Lamborghini Murcielago, I know this one's not going to get a lot of views because my channel is more so focused on the cheaper, more affordable cars. But I just freaking love the Murciélago so much, man. So I promise there's not going to be that many supercar videos. There will be some for sure, don't get me wrong, but most of the time it's just going to be regular cars. But man, I just wanted to talk about the Lamborghini Murciélago when I made that video a long time ago, and I still to this day hold the same love for the Murciélago that I had all the way back then. It is my favorite supercar of all time, period. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.